This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Now, before we get to the news for June 18th, a couple things I have to mention. First of all, our summer auction is this weekend. The catalog is now public at auction.wdwnt.com. A record 750 items available this time, again, from the parks around the world. It's spread over Saturday and Sunday, June 21st and 22nd. Both days will start at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to tune in to join us for an exciting live auction where anyone can bid from the comfort of their home or pretty much wherever you are. Lots 1 through 300 will be part of the Saturday auction that includes shirts, ear hats, plush, tiki mugs, Funko Pops, posters, and oddball collectibles from all of the Disney parks in the world. We've also got some merchandise from the newly opened Universal Epic Universe. Lots 301 to 750 will be auctioned on Sunday. This will be Disney pins and a lot of old, rare, very hard to find, artist proof, etc. types of Disney pins on Sunday. So, and from all over the world. This is our biggest auction ever, over 750 items, something for everybody in here. Early bidding now open. Go to auction.wdwnt.com and bid now. Again, we realized after the spring auction that it's still very cluttered. It's still very cluttered in that storage facility in the back. And in order to get several new shows off the ground and have the room we need to do things in this office and the museum updates, which I can't talk about today. We're going to talk about them later this summer. There's some big stuff happening here. And what will facilitate that is our auction. So be sure to take part, tune in this weekend, or put your bids in now. Either way, we thank you for the support. Walt Disney World confirmed the return performance times of Disney's Celebrate America, a 4th of July concert in the sky at Magic Kingdom. The 4th of July fireworks will be performed at 9:20 p.m. on July 3rd and 4th. As such, Happily Ever After will not be performed on these nights. You can watch video of Celebrate America right here on our channel. In fact, we have it filmed from every single year we've been around. So whatever year you want to watch, go for it. It has changed a little over the years too, so there's some different versions. EPCOT also usually features the Heartbeat of Freedom tag with their nighttime spectacular, but they have not announced details just yet. The ongoing refurbishment of the Emporium at the Magic Kingdom is almost complete as another checkout counter has been removed. The counter used to be along this wall in the Emporium room closest to Town Square. In our June 14th construction update, the registers at this counter had been removed, but the counter was still in place. For comparison, you're looking at photos now of the same area from June 14th to the 18th. The built-in units that were behind the counters have been converted to display t-shirts. T-shirt designs are framed along the top half with folded t-shirts below, and the far right unit displays hanging shirts. Other merchandise in the room has been rearranged. Spirit jerseys, matching Loungefly backpacks, and ear headbands are now on a wall near the door that used to hold pins. Pins have moved next to headwear. One shelving unit is dedicated to Mickey Mouse apparel and accessories. We noticed that a soda cooler was empty and dark, maybe because of the recent construction, but we don't believe the refurbishment project is done quite yet, but it seems like we're reaching the end. All this work began back in January, with work mostly focused on replacing some flooring, demolishing walls and checkout counters, and constructing new counters. The store feels easier to navigate, and there's more space for queues at the new cash wraps. But you all know me. You know how I make a living. It's a Jaws quote. But either way, you know I don't like it. I just don't. Some of it feels too modern. The Emporium is supposed to be a very certain place and time, which is in fact what theme is. Theme puts you in a place and time. And without the real sense of place and time, you are breaking theme. And, I understand with times changing, you change materials, you have to refurbish things, you have to keep them up to date, but at the same time, things should still look like they fit the story. So that's been my problem with this project, but it's wrapping up now. As work continues on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at the Magic Kingdom, a full newly refurbished roller coaster train has been unveiled. We'll start with reference photography. Here's an older photo of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad's train. Note the cars had an orangish finish while the engine was green, red, and black. But we spotted the You Are Courageous engine and train cars during our Wednesday trip on the Walt Disney World Railroad. The engine was previously in this area near the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad loading area, but covered in tarps. The engine's design appears to be the same, but the cars are now more of a brown wood color than before, and though the train is uncovered, it has yet to be tested on the track. Disney has been testing with a clearance envelope and small carts. Right now, the envelope is on a section of track near the center of the mountain. A test cart has also been sitting on at the curve of the track for a few weeks. It was removed from the track but still sits in the same area. Meanwhile, a nearby hole in the rockwork has been covered up. Another section of rockwork that was torn away just this month has been filled back in as well. The concrete cover is sculpted to match the rock around it, but hasn't been painted yet. A crane was transporting debris out of the ride's queue. The queue is where we saw the most activity, although it was hard to photograph. There were several crew members there, seemingly removing debris and supplies from the area. We also saw a few crew members working in the town of Tumbleweed. The refurbishment of the town's buildings is not yet complete, but these crew members were on the ground around the track. Scaffolding is up around the attraction's new vehicle barn, likely for installation of track leading from the barn to the coaster. Crew members were also working on the bridge and rockwork on the front of the mountain. The bridge was completely deconstructed and reconstructed around the new track. 3 crew members were securing railing on the side of the bridge closest to the rivers of America, and horizontal beams were recently installed on this side of the bridge directly next to the track. The railings are brand new as of this week. Where the track curves into the mountain, a crew member was painting rockwork. There's still a hole in the rockwork next to the track. The crew member was refreshing the reddish-brown paint in areas where it was faded or had worn away due to weather. Furthermore, as of last week, crews have returned 2 freshly refurbished themed carts to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, the first large props to return to the Magic Kingdom attraction since the project began. The first cart is among the rocks in front of the ride's queue building. It's near some brown tarps where several props were removed back in February. The cart is much brighter green than before its refurbishment. We assume it's very likely the same cart, but has been cleaned up quite a bit. It has yellow border elements and reddish-brown text, plus black lanterns hanging on the sides. Our picture here shows the cart earlier this year. It used to have barrels, crates, and wood planks inside it. These will likely return. Maybe they won't. See what happens. And the other refurbished cart is in the town of Tumbleweed across the track from the Gold Dust Saloon. This one is full of barrels and crates, and one, of course, is labeled whiskey. Again, we don't think this is a new cart, probably just cleaned up and returned to the attraction. Meanwhile, from the Liberty Square riverboat, we can see the top of the lift hill. A new piece of rock has been created where old rock was torn away next to the railing. It's gray right now. It'll later be painted to match the surrounding area. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad will reopen in 2026 with a little bit of new magic, Disney says. But soon we won't be able to look closely at construction. Obviously, the Tom Sawyer Island and the riverboat and the Rivers of America will close permanently on July 6th. And also the Walt Disney World Railroad is going to start running in a shuttle mode, so we're really not going to get a good look at this project for a while. It's encouraging to see how far they have gotten. And I will be honest, similar to Test Track, we recorded the show the other day, and we said, when I first recorded the show, I said, all the signs we're seeing at Test Track indicate this is coming back relatively soon. And then while we were recording, Disney announced that July 22nd date. Similarly with Big Thunder, I will tell you, this does not look like we are 6 months from reopening. Probably still months away from reopening, but maybe they're going to try for Thanksgiving, maybe at least Christmas. I think we're ahead of schedule. I'm going to knock on wood. But to me, it looks like they are further along than they should be in mid-June for a project that doesn't wrap up until next year. So just my 2 cents, maybe fact, maybe fiction. We will wait and find out. The old entrance turnstiles for the Tomorrowland Transit Authority PeopleMover in the Magic Kingdom are gone. In the turnstile's place is a silver metal box which guests just walk past to reach the attraction's moving ramp, the speed ramp up to the top. According to a cast member, the turnstile is gone for good. For now, cast members are keeping track of the number of guests boarding using a hand counter. A new automatic counter will be installed at a later date, possibly at the bottom, possibly at the top of the ramp, not sure. And this will use sensors to count guests instead. The removal comes a few years after the original turnstiles for Carousel of Products were removed, as well as the turnstiles for the Country Bear Jamboree. So we've posted these stories before. The turnstiles were original. We're talking about they go back to the opening of these attractions in this park. So Carousel of Progress, those were the ones from 1975. There was a big deal when those went away. And then Bears, up until that recent refurbishment when they became the Country Bear Musical Jamboree, they still had them too. And now, and I think we remarked them, we said the people, that's the last one standing, that's it. I might be missing one, but I don't think I am. I think that was the last one standing from the 70s, and now I think Perry, is Perry the name of the company? I believe. I think they are. Disneyland still has a handful of them. Theirs are slightly older in many cases. But people have grown. People are larger now. And you watch people all day at PeopleMover struggle to get through there. So from a guest satisfaction standpoint, tremendous. From a nerdy fanboy standpoint, I am really sad. It's very sad. I love that. It's a little piece of history, how things used to be in theme parks. And now, you know, turnstiles were everywhere. They were obviously the way you entered the park, the way you entered attractions. They were everywhere at Walt Disney World when I was a kid, even long after ticket books had been done away with. And now, like the front entrance, you know, we lost that to time when magic bands became a thing. We've lost all the ones at the attraction entrances. People may never go through a turnstile again at a Disney theme park. We may arrive at that day sooner rather than later, which is just a weird thing to say at the passage of time, something that was ubiquitous. It was all over every inch of a Disney theme park for decades, and it's just going to be completely lost to time very soon. The playground at Dumbo, the flying elephant at the Magic Kingdom, won't reopen until later this year. It has been delayed. The playground was originally going to close back in January, but then closed in February instead. It was scheduled to reopen in the spring. Obviously, spring is almost over, and it didn't happen. Disney has now officially delayed that reopening. Here's what the webpage says now. The indoor children's playground in the Dumbo, the Flying Elephant Queue, is closed for refurbishment and is expected to reopen later this year. The attraction will remain open and available during this time. Construction permits contracted Perm Us of Orlando to work on the playground's flooring and West Coast netting to upgrade the nets. The indoor playground debuted way back in 2012 when Dumbo the Flying Elephant was moved from the center of Fantasyland to the new Storybook Circus. And this is really the first major refurb of that space. But this is sad. They probably didn't want it to go into the summer. It's a really nice thing to have in the summer, an indoor play space for people with children. But at the same time, we're in the middle of Cool Kids Summer, where they've introduced a lot of indoor or at least cool spaces for families to take refuge in right now. So at least it's at an okay time for it to happen, considering how many precautions they've taken otherwise. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free. So book today. The public grand opening of the newly reimagined test track was announced earlier this week. It's going to be July 22nd, but now the first preview window has been confirmed. Cast members will be the first to be able to experience the attraction between June 27th and July 10th. Eligible cast members should stay tuned to internal notices for more information. Disney confirmed that previews will also be held for pass holders, Club 33 members, Disney Vacation Club members, D23 Gold members, and Golden Oak residents, but dates have not yet been announced. While we're on the topic of Test Track, the new signage marking the entrances to Standby, Lightning Lane, and Single Rider have been turned on at the attraction. The signs were installed back in April, but haven't been activated until now. They hang on the underside of the ride's new entrance overhang. The sign on the left indicates the Single Rider entrance and Lightning Lane. The sign on the right is for the Standby entrance. The Standby sign will include the wait time in minutes. The Lightning Lane sign will include the current time for guests to compare with their return times. Both signs feature blue and black graphics matching the ride's new logo. The signs were activated on Monday when Disney announced that reopening date. The attraction has been closed for reimagining for 1 year. It'll take inspiration from World of Motion, the opening day EPCOT attraction that it replaced. And there, again, we talked a whole lot on Monday about little nods they've made. And I didn't get to watch that preview video Monday because we had already recorded the show and I just wanted to get the date out to you guys. But man, that scene that they previewed looks really cool. That combination of projection and lighting and physical sets. And I'm excited. I'm really excited about this. I hope it's great. I love original Test Track. This version, I had a bit of Christmas morning syndrome with second Test Track, where when it first debuted, I was like, this is really cool. And then several months, a year in or so, as I wrote it more, I was like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know. They get aged poorly and quickly. And so I'm very excited about this. The refurbishment of the planets outside of Mission Space in EPCOT may be complete, but the mosaics on the ground are still in rough shape. The mosaic-style planets were added to the pavement of Planetary Plaza back in 2023, but quickly became rundown and broken due to frequent foot traffic. Over the past few months, crews have fixed, to some extent, the mosaics with concrete. The mosaics all look less than stellar these days, with patches of stones missing or significantly faded or uneven concrete filling in the gaps. The large planets, however, are looking good. The Earth sculpture was refurbished and its spinning restored earlier this year, and of course Jupiter was also refreshed last year. Crews have been replacing the ombre paneling on the large Mars sculpture that acts as the attraction's entrance. The paneling all appears to be shiny and new. There are a pair of panels on the side of the sculpture that are puckering. These may need to be secured better or replaced. Mission Space cast members also weren't sure if the refurbishment is complete. They said construction crews haven't been in the area for a while as they've been focusing more on Test Track next door. We first reported on the faded and damaged Mars back in March of 2023. Crews began repairing the red planet just a few weeks later and have been on and off doing so for the past 2 years. Walt Disney World has 2 new open edition pins for Remy's Ratatouille adventure. The pins are available at L'Esprit de la Provence, a gift shop in the France pavilion of EPCOT. The Remy statue pin is $14.99. It represents the statue on top of the fountain. And there's also a colorful Remy's Ratatouille Adventure logo pin for $12.99. Of course, the attraction opened with an expansion of the France pavilion back in 2021. Disney Springs at Walt Disney World is celebrating Flavors of Florida again this summer with 40 participating locations offering dishes featuring Florida-grown ingredients. The celebration will run from June 27th to August 10th. In addition to new menu items, there will be a weekly culinary series hosted by Kroger Delivery. Registration is open for the first event. Registration is also open for food and beverage pairing events. The complete Flavors of Florida menus are available on our website at wwnt.com. There's no better way for Disney Parks fans to scare up some fun this Halloween season than by attending Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at Walt Disney World. However, these tickets are very expensive, as you know. But thankfully, we have a way for you to save on admission. Unlocked Magic, powered by our friends at Be Our Guest Vacations and DVC Rental Store, has been offering Walt Disney World guests the best prices on park tickets, but now they're offering 10% off on all tickets to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in 2025. Simply by visiting their website, you'll find a calendar of available party dates and how much the tickets will be compared to how much they'd be without Unlocked Magic's discount. Visit unlockedmagic.com/WWNT to learn more. The Meadow swimming pool area at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground is being expanded. According to Disney, the resort will get a new zero-entry pool and a deck area alongside the existing pool, effectively doubling the space. The expansion will also include a tennis court and 2 pickleball courts. The Walt Disney World website states construction began near the Meadow swimming pool last month. Meadow swimming pool and Wilderness swimming pool will remain open during the work. Meadow swimming pool has a 67-foot-long corkscrew water slide, a whirlpool spa, and a fort-themed water play area. The Meadow recreation area is near the Meadow trading post, while the Wilderness swimming pool is among the cabins area. Disney Lakeshore Lodge is also under construction next to Fort Wilderness Resort. The new Disney Vacation Club Resort is rumored to have an extensive pool area, including a lazy river. However, it is worth noting here that all of this is related. What they have done to Fort Wilderness, the DVC-ification, all this growth, all these changes are related to Reflections. It's all been connected all along. And I will say this, I visited last week, and it's really sad the state things are in. They've added that Welcome Home Center when you arrive to Pioneer Hall. It just kills, the wilderness is gone. It is no longer a fort in the wilderness. It is a modern resort. It's a glamping resort. The clientele is wildly different. They've really sucked the soul out of the place. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. And to see that new resort looming over Pioneer Hall breaks my heart. And all these other changes keep happening. Look, again, I'm all for modernization, but to change the Fort Wilderness is such an important part of the fabric of Walt Disney World. It's been there since the beginning. It's such an important part of the vacation kingdom of the world aesthetic of the entire property. And what they've done to it, it doesn't sit right with me. I know it doesn't sit right with a lot of you. It's too late now. It feels like it's dead. They brutally murdered Fort Wilderness over the last several years. And there's seemingly no going back between what they did to Trail's End, and I can't. My heart aches for Fort Wilderness, and it continues to with every little announcement we get. And I'm going to throw this out here now because this is the deep, sinking, scary feeling I have constantly is when Reflections is done, when this project, when the pool, when all this is done, do the cabins stop there, or is DVC going to just keep putting them in? Are they going to start getting rid of campsites? Are they going to try to get rid of camping at Walt Disney World? I'm afraid they're going to. I just sense it. I sense that's what they want. The cabins went on sale a bit ago, and to have a welcome home center, which is model cabins, seems like a very permanent bit of infrastructure. So that would tell me you have a lot left to sell. And I don't know the numbers, but I'm sure it maybe isn't enough to warrant building a welcome home center there to continue sales for a prolonged period. So I just get the feeling that there's more to come. I could be completely wrong, but just something's telling me everything ain't right there. Crews have started to prepare the foundation for the new lobby bar coming to Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. The bar replaces the resort's iconic birdcage as part of a larger reimagining of the lobby. The birdcage was the first thing removed when construction began a few months ago. The dais it sat on was also removed, and the area has been covered with tarps. The tarps are now gone, revealing a large square hole in the ground. The bar will ultimately be wider than the birdcage was, but this space isn't the only part of the lobby being updated. Note that the concept art shows new stained glass art on the front windows of what was the tea room, as well as the new Grand Floridian logo filigree on the overhang above. And with a peek over the construction walls, we could see the sign for the tea room is still on the wall to the right, and a ladder was leaning against it, so they haven't made it that far yet. We couldn't see any significant changes in the resort's check-in area, meanwhile. Wallpaper has been peeled away, but there are still mounted light fixtures. Upstairs, there's white curtains framing M-Mouse Mercantile. The curtains hide work on the walls with more wallpaper removed. And behind these curtains, between the store's entrance and the monorail, the walls have been painted white with primer, and blue painter's tape lines the walls. The decorative element above a display window is covered in clear plastic to keep it protected, and a set of doors leading to the monorail station is closed, also due to that work. The curtains have doubled since our last update, now blocking part of the Basin White store's windows. A crew member was actively working behind these curtains in front of Basin White, and yet another set of curtains and black paneling is between Basin White and the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, which has been closed since 2020. Construction work is set to continue through at least November of 2025. The resort's gingerbread display will not return this year due to this project. The refurbishment of Bay Lake Tower at Disney's Contemporary Resort has been extended by almost 1 year. Construction work began in September of 2024, and though originally scheduled for completion in September of 2025, the Walt Disney World website now indicates work will last through July of 2026. The new announcement reads, refurbishment will occur in select areas of Disney's Contemporary Resort, including Bay Lake Tower. Please allow for extra travel time. Guests may also see and hear construction during their stay. The original announcement only referred to Bay Lake Tower room updates, so we may now see construction in other areas of the Contemporary. We got a sneak peek at the refurbished Bay Lake Tower rooms a few months ago, and like the rest of the resort, the rooms draw inspiration from Mary Blair's artwork with mid-century style decor and homages to classic Disney attractions. And artist Joey Chu created the character art for the tower. The Bay Cove pool area will also close for refurbishment from January 26th of 2026 through early May of 2026, but I assume there's more to this project we have yet to hear about. The Screen Door General Store at Disney's BoardWalk has a new roller coaster window scene outside. Crews began refurbishing the Screen Door General Store back in February, with major construction wrapping up in May. The roller coaster scene is one of the final touches added to the store. A miniature metal coaster track runs through the window in front of a black and white boardwalk backdrop. Lights along the coaster track light up, simulating movement. Disney's BoardWalk Resort is on a decal in the center window. There are 3 mannequins on the right wearing BoardWalk apparel that's available for purchase inside the store. The coaster's 3 cars are also displaying merchandise. There are 2 blue cars and 1 red car, each with a golden filigree on the sides and a Disney's BoardWalk Resort logo on the front. Plush of Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy are in the red car, which is the coaster's loop. Another window decal depicts Mickey in a striped Carnival Barker uniform holding up a cane. It reads, "You must be this tall to ride, established 96." On the red flags refers to the opening year of Disney's BoardWalk Resort. I got to check this store out. Actually, I took these photos. The window display is very cool. And inside, there are some moments in the new shop where I'm like, oh, they still care. Like the little thimbles and threads. That section, they put thimbles in that have yarn that it's meant to represent all different Disney characters. There's art made of like a collage of buttons and other materials. There's some moments in there. It does feel very empty inside, and I don't care for the flooring, but overall I think it could have been worse. I think it turned out okay. Compared to other, store remodelings, which have been a nightmare, this one was at least okay. Stormalong Bay at Disney's Yacht Club and Beach Club Resort has reopened after a 6-month refurbishment. Stormalong Bay is the 3-acre pool area that has been closed for maintenance since January. It features a sand-bottomed pool, a lazy river, and 3 whirlpool spas. During the closure, the pool was resurfaced and the deck around the water was redone. The area also received new cabanas and seating. Crews have been adding water back into the pool over the past few weeks. Hurricane Hannah's Bar and Grill at Stormalong Bay also reopened. The bar is open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. The shipwreck pool and water slide remain closed for refurbishment at this time. In a Disney post recently, Disney shared that these amenities would reopen later this summer. But it's nice to have Stormalong Bay back. Reservations are now available for Bourbon Steak Orlando, a new restaurant opening at the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin, specifically the Dolphin. Bourbon Steak Orlando by James Beard and Michelin-recognized chef Michael Mina will replace Shula's Steakhouse, which closed over the weekend at the Dolphin. The first date for Bourbon Steak reservations is Saturday, July 26th, so it's going to be quick. It'll be open for dinner from only 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily. The restaurant will offer premium cuts of beef and seafood infused with global flavors, showcasing the 3 core elements of Mina's culinary philosophy, which is product, technique, and presentation. The full menu is coming soon, but it'll include expertly crafted cocktails, an extensive wine list, and signature desserts. Reservations are available now on Open Table. We went to Shula's. I couldn't get Father's Day because I was closing day, but my father is a lifelong Miami Dolphins fan, and that's why I became one. Not by choice, I was forced. So we went one last time for Father's Day. I took him earlier in the week, technically, but we went to Shula's. We had a real bad experience to the point at which I was like, this can probably go. Now, is it just a name change? Is it really going to be very different? I don't know. We're going to have to see. But based on the experience we had there the other night, I'm ready for the change to happen. As of Wednesday, June 18th, Disney Cruise Line has lowered the required deposit for future voyages. The deposit has gone from 20% to 10% of the sailing's fare for new bookings. For existing reservations made on or before June 17th, the original 20% deposit remains in place. You can visit our website for more specific details on this update, but that's probably welcome news for people that just want to get a cruise locked in and then worry about paying it after. Disney's Oceaneer Club on the Disney Destiny will have a Wreck-It Ralph entrance area featuring Vanellope and Ralph statues. The Sugar Rush-inspired entrance to the youth activities area will incorporate suites into the details like candy-shaped lighting fixtures and custom carpet designed to look like the game's speedway, including chocolate and caramel sauce outlining the racetracks. Life-size statues of Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope von Schweetz will greet young guests visiting the club. The Disney Destiny's overall theme is heroes and villains, and Ralph reflects that theme as a villain turned hero. In pictures shared by Disney, Imagineer Meg Tracy is reviewing the paint treatment of the statues, which will soon be installed on Deck 2 of the ship. As previously reported, Disney's Oceaneer Club on the Destiny will also have spaces themed to Marvel superheroes, Disney princesses, Star Wars, Walt Disney Imagineering, and Mickey and Minnie, of course very similar to those on the Wish and the Treasure. The ship will begin its maiden voyage on November 20th of 2025. Real quick, I want to mention Carousel of Products because we are running so low on these. Some sizes we are down to the last one for our Spaceship Sunset button-up shirt. We also have the one that it has sold the least so far. It's sold well, but not as well as Cheap 3D Tricks is sold out. This one's nearing. But my personal favorite, the Space Mountain 50th Anniversary shirt, is very sad. They're getting very sad and lonely in our storage space. So please also purchase that one. I love it. It's actually, I'm not saying it to help sales. Legitimately, that's my favorite. It has all the space mountains around the world, and I love it so much. But we are still running a sale on our event lithographs, which you can purchase any 2 posters and pay $20 each, 3 posters, $18 each, 4 or more, $15 each, and you could stack that with your WIGS member discount. We have all sorts of great lithographs, the Muppet lithographs, we have from Promising Tomorrows, we still have some from Stage 89, our celebration of 35 years of Disney's Hollywood Studios. Those are all still available and still as part of this deal, but then again, also a reminder, running low on these. The last thing I have to mention is our good friend here, the Intergalactic Lounge singer, Sunny Eclipse. Now, when we opened pre-orders, we said he would arrive in June. Now, there have been some challenges in the world of international shipping, is what I will say. And so I have to regretfully say that Sunny is not going to arrive until at least August. We won't have them till August. Now, we are still taking pre-orders on him, so I apologize for the delay, but if you want to get your pre-orders in and get him shipped to you as soon as we do have them, it's available at carouselofproducts.com. Disneyland Paris has announced a new light display for the exterior of Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain and a new merchandise collection honoring the attraction's 30th anniversary. The Walt Disney Imagineering Paris and design and delivery teams have been working on the exterior lighting concept for 2 years now. They're gradually replacing over 640 lights, requiring over 17 kilometers of cabling, and creating new technical access points for maintenance. The work also includes restoring the attraction's roof with fresh paint. The teams are working with the lighting designer who originally worked on the first Space Mountain attraction in 1995, which was Space Mountain de la Terre à la Lune, or From the Earth to the Moon, which we all miss very, very dearly. While based on pre-existing Space Mountain attractions, De la Terre à la Lune was inspired by Jules Verne's 1865 novel From the Earth to the Moon. Its steampunk aesthetic matched Discoveryland, the Parisian park's replacement of Tomorrowland. Jules Verne theming was removed in 2005, and De la Terre à la Lune became Space Mountain Mission 2, and then temporarily became Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain in 2017. Yeah, it's been real temporary. The upgrade, though, will include all new effects to enhance the attraction. Guests looking at the mountain from the ground and passengers enjoying its exterior launch will both be able to enjoy the light effects generated every time a vehicle launches. Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain closed for refurbishment on June 1st, the ride's actual 30th anniversary. Work will be completed later this summer. The 30th anniversary merchandise is directly inspired by the original De la Terre à la Lune, thankfully. The collection will include a jumbo attraction key, a miniature replica of the Columbiad cannon, and a miniature of the original ride vehicles, all with the beloved steampunk Jules Verne aesthetic. If I've got any friends over there at Disneyland Paris, I desperately need these items when they come out later this year. Please let me know if you could hook me up. I would appreciate it. Now, time for my Space Mountain rant. Here we go. Get rid of this Star Wars overlay. It's wrong. It doesn't fit there. This is the attraction that saved Disneyland Paris in 1995. This is one of the greatest achievements in the history of Imagineering. And to have reached this 30th anniversary with years of speculation that they would restore the original attraction, and for it to not even be open for the birthday, but to the slap in the face that is, oh, we're going to restore the lighting beautifully, but oh, it'll still be Star Wars. Come on. This is ridiculous. Bring back From the Earth to the Moon. It was a tremendous achievement. It is such an important part of the legacy of that park. And for it to still have this really poor Star Wars overlay, it's not well done at all, by the way, is disgraceful. It's really disgraceful. It is time. Bring back From the Earth to the Moon. Make it happen. I promise you, you will still sell Star Wars merchandise and park tickets if it's not a Star Wars overlay. People have seen it. It's been there for almost, we're closing in on a decade. People have seen it. They'll show up without it. A new Toy Story popcorn bucket will be available for 2 days only at Tokyo Disney Resort for 3,600 yen. The bucket is shaped like a cube with details on each side. I think it's kind of supposed to be a Lego block, but they legally can't say that. The front side features the classic Toy Story logo and many of the franchise's main characters. Woody and Buzz Lightyear sit on blue and red blocks and are sharing a friendly embrace. The strap of the bucket comes with several Green Army Men clips that purchasers can move around according to their personal style. Another side showcases the green aliens and their beloved Claw. Toy blocks with the Toy Story letters, Pixar Ball, and Luxo make up the third side, and the top opens up to the large interior for popcorn storage. The last side has several artistic elements such as a sketchbook, pencil, crayons, and stickers representing moments from the films. And when closed, the bucket's lid has a marble maze for an interactive element. This is really cool. There's a maze in the top with a little Luxo ball. It's really neat. The bucket will be available at the following locations via mobile order on July 1st and 2nd. There's a limit of 1 bucket per transaction, and the bucket will be available at Tomorrowland Terrace, Plasma Ray's Diner, Tokyo Disney Sea will have it at the Yucatan Base Camp Grill, Zambini Brothers Ristorante, and the Casbah Food Court. I don't know why it's only a 2-day thing. That makes me sad. This is an amazing bucket. Please sell more. Make more, please. A brand new cast member name tag has been revealed for the most magical party of all, the 20th anniversary celebration at Hong Kong Disneyland. Beginning June 28th, cast members will be wearing the new name tag for the event. The vibrant colors and enchanting confetti symbolize the role of each cast member bringing the anniversary celebration to life as party hosts. Alongside their new name tags, they will also receive an exclusive souvenir mini party hat as a memento of the occasion. Many different iterations of the Hong Kong Disneyland Resort cast member name tags have been worn over the years, including one for opening day specifically. In their announcement of the new name tag, Disney showcased several of the previous versions, which is cool. I love when they showcase the history too. It's always nice to see. But again, June 28th, the kickoff, the most magical party of all. Eric and I are going to be there. We're going to bring you the new parades, the new shows, new nighttime spectacular, or updated nighttime spectacular, I should say, and more. So stay tuned. We're just days away. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to our WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.